Hey guys, what's going on? This is basically part two of the tools that I have. It's the tools that I did not show you in the first video. And once I'm done doing this, I'm going to give you a quick overview of my toolbox since I did organize things and move things around. It's looks a little bit cleaner. So let's get started. First one is the tap and die set from Harbor Freight. It's a bit of a mess right now. I do have some pieces thrown around here because I'm in the process of using some of them. So that's that. Let's get the next tool. Here's a inline spark tester. Got this from my Snap-on guy a while back, and I haven't really used it. As you can see, it's still brand new. It's a very nice clip. What the hell am I saying? It's a very nice kit. um, it also comes with Nord lights, which I thought was pretty nice, and some instructions. So, very nice kit. Look forward to using it. Let's move on. And here I have a brake tool kit. Got this off eBay, fairly cheap. It's nice because it has all the different assortments to work with different cars. It essentially does what this small cube right here does, and this tool does to compress the calipers. Which honestly, if I had a choice, I'd go to this tool first before I pull out this thing. There's just too many pieces. It turns into a headache, whereas this is fast and simple. Next, I have I believe it's Wacom back pressure tester. Also got this from the Snap-on guy, and again, thought I was gonna need it. Didn't end up using it on the job, so it's still brand new. It's never been used. One day to come in handy though. And here goes the serpentine belt tool from Gear Wrench, which I do have a separate video on this. But here's this kit. Very nice kit to have if you work on cars and normally get into the serpentine belt area. You're gonna want a kit like this, and this one's very nice. It comes with a nice case. Comes with everything you're gonna need. Everything works great. Now this is the axle nut socket set from Harbor Freight. I love this thing because before I got it, I would always have to run out to an auto parts store to rent a kit like this when I was working on someone's car because I never seemed to have the right size. So you could get it fairly cheap at Harbor at Harbor Freight, so it's well worth getting. These two things are just things that I pick up while I'm, at the store, and you see them and you think, hey, that might be cool. So you go ahead and buy it and you don't really end up using it. Uh, this is pretty neat right here because I believe there's a 19 millimeter inside of here. And the way you change sizes is basically with these inserts, and you would just, insert that inside of there. If I could somehow get it. Probably not. Okay, like that. And yeah, and now you have a different size, and to go opposite direction you just flip the tool around. So never really used it. I don't know, it just doesn't really seem heavy duty to me. Got it at Walmart, I believe, but who knows, maybe one day I'll need it. And this I think I might have gotten from Sears, not sure, but it's a Craftsman set. The nice thing about this is it's got the pass-through design. So do the sockets. So it's great for jobs like the strut towers. when you're trying to remove a strut or the spring from a strut and you need to remove the nut that's on top, you could put this over the bow or the shaft, and you could remove the nut as you use a different tool to hold the center shaft so it doesn't spin. So that's what I end up using this tool for. And let's move on. I have a Tekton 3/8 torque wrench. Nothing fancy, just a regular torque wrench for a 3/8. I like it because it comes in its own little case like that. It was fairly inexpensive, and it served me well. Everything works great on it. You know, if it's no longer in calibration or something, hey, just go out and buy a new one. It's not like you're spending Snap-on money on it, right? But it served me well and still works great. Here's a small one, the AC Delco torque box. My favorite thing about this has to be the case that it comes in. I mean, isn't this the coolest little thing ever that they send it in? Nice little latch right here. And here goes. I got the 1/2 inch version. They also make it in 3/8. Used it quite a bit, as you can see how dirty it is, and it works great every single time. Here goes another one of my favorites. The Lisle Spill-Free Funnel. As you can see, it comes with all the adapters and everything to fit different radiator caps. So that's very nice. I love this thing. It's almost like sometimes I wish I had more times where I could use it. It's like you want to make up excuses to use it. Such a great idea. I mean, it'll really stop from having antifreeze all over your garage. So, yep. Up next, we have impact screwdriver. Nothing fancy. Maybe I don't remember where I got it from. Maybe local auto parts store. But as you can see, it has some battle marks on it. It served me well. The bits, this one's kind of just tore up into pieces, so maybe one day get some new bits on it. But yeah, anyone who knows what these are for the rotors that have those little Phillips head screws on them, like this one right here. So that's what it's for. It's cheap, but it's got me past. Can't complain. And I have the Rockford Pocket Power Jump Starter. I first saw the review on this from Eric O from South Main Auto, and he gets in depth about this thing right here. So if you want to see a full in-depth review on this thing, go check out his channel, South Main Auto. It's a great little tool though, works great. By the way, I do keep this in my car at all times. You never know when you're going to need it, you know, emergencies. And now I have a digital caliper. This is the OEM brand, so most likely auto parts store. And it does its job. You know, it's probably not the most accurate thing in the world, but for the times that I've needed it, it worked well. And that's that. Right here I have the OTC load tester. I've had to use this a few times already, and it works great. Feels very heavy duty. No complaints at all about it. If you'd like to see a full review on this thing, check out Real Tool Reviews. That guy does a great review on it. He's actually the one who reviewed it initially, and I saw that video, and that's what convinced me to go out and get it. Here's a battery trickle charger. You could find these anywhere. I mean, I'm pretty sure you could find them in like Walmart, things like that. I believe this one came from Menards, but it's a 1.5 amp. You just plug it into the wall and charge a car battery. I've left batteries charging overnight, and next morning battery's fully charged. It works great. You know, it comes with its own clamps for your negative and positive battery terminals. So yeah, there's a few other things in the kit, in the box, that I don't have here, but another one of my tools works great. Alright, here I have a Stanley set of wrenches that I got years ago. Um, this is where I keep them now, in this nice little roll-up pouch. It's very convenient. Just roll it up. Doesn't take up too much space, and it's easy to handle. You could throw it in your car. These are the standard wrenches, which I don't use that often, so I just leave them inside the box. I keep the metric ones inside of here. And yeah, you know, they've gone through some abuse, and they've held up well, so can't complain. And here goes another tool that I keep in my car at all times. It's a Bosch OBD2 scanner. Works well. Does all the basic things that you need a OBD2 scanner to do. And for some models, it even does airbags. Another great tool. It saved my butt more than a few times keeping it in the car with me, so that's where it stays. And last but not least is the Autel scanner. Now this is a big boy. It does a lot more than the small scanner that I just showed you. Obviously it does a lot more, but it also costs a lot more. I ended up getting this one off of someone on Craigslist, so I got a fairly good deal out of it. And everything works well. It had all the parts in it, wasn't missing anything. Hasn't failed me. Yeah, and that's it. Can't complain about it too much. Let's go ahead and move this. Alright, and those are all the tools that I didn't show in my last video. These bags down here have tools in them, but it's everything that I've separated that I don't really use. It's a lot of standard wrenches and sockets and oddball tools that I almost never reach for, so I don't want them to take up any space in my toolboxes. Put that aside. This belongs in here. This toolbox, I did move some things around. So up here I have the OTC fuel pressure tester. And right here I have a compression tester. You can get one of these at your local auto parts store. That's where I got mine. And who doesn't have a cup full of change, right? Alright, the top drawer. This is where I moved all of my Torx and triple square sockets. I previously had them in my box out there, but now I just moved them over here. I thought it was a better place to have them. Here I just got some loose Allen wrenches, cotter pins, drill bits. this tool right here, which is completely useless. It's a waste of money. Spark plug tester, or spark plug gapper. I got some crow's foot down there, some tools to plug a tire in case it ever gets a flat, you know, with a nail or a screw. These are the only set of wrenches that I've decided to keep in the toolboxes that are not metric. So these are all standard wrenches right there. And I'm not gonna go over my main toolbox too much because, you know, you've already seen it. But I'm just gonna, since I reorganized it, I'm just gonna show you how I have things a little bit cleaner. So I moved some things around, made everything look cleaner. I hate having tools on top of tools where I feel like I have to dig for everything. So, you know, as you can see, I'm way more organized. Oh, and I actually found my stubby ratcheting screwdriver. I love this thing. I think this is my favorite screwdriver right here. Managed to fill this drawer with a few more things: oxygen sensor sockets, spark plug sockets, cam holders. I put the Matco seal puller right here, inner tie rod remover, you know. So I found a few more of my tools that go in here. Yeah, so I mean, overall, I just got my main toolbox a bit more organized. That still looks like a mess, but hey, what are you gonna do? Okay. And I don't remember if I had this in my last video, but I love this thing. This floor mat, I got it from the Matco guy, and it's a lifesaver. It beats having to crawl on your knees or, you know, laying on your back underneath a car. Get it. It's gonna cost you a few bucks more than I think it's worth, but it's worth it. Kinda. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, another tool. Don't forget the jack, Harbor Freight. Use your 20% off coupon over there. That's a great floor jack over there. Probably the best one I've ever owned. Okay, so I feel like I'm making this video a bit too long. Here's this thing. It's a K-Series engine for a Honda. I'm in the process of rebuilding it. I want to do everything, you know, try to do it right the first time. Hopefully I don't screw it up. If I do screw it up, well, lesson learned. But yeah, I'm going to be making a separate set of videos, more like a series on doing this. So if you're interested, don't forget to subscribe. And yeah, I think that's it, guys. You've pretty much seen anything. So I hope I don't get too many thumbs downs. I hope I get, you know, a few thumbs up, and hopefully more of you guys subscribe. And yeah, thanks for taking the time to watch the video. Like I said, don't forget to subscribe, guys.